everyone, Hi everyone, it's me. In this video, we are going to do handstands. And why are we doing handstands? Because I like doing handstands and they're fun. So basically this month, I'm going to challenge myself by working on handstands for 5 minutes every single day for the next 30 days, and we'll see where we end up at the end of the month. So I am not completely new to handstands. I have done them in the past, but I've never had them like consistently. I maybe get a good hold like 1 in 15 tries or something like that, and when I do get a good hold, it's like 10 seconds or less. But I do have my headstands quite consistently and also my forearm stands quite consistently. So I just feel like leveling up a little and hopefully get my handstands to a better point. Now, do I think my handstands will be perfect and I'll be like a handstand expert by the end of this month? Probably not, but I have been slacking on my handstand practice lately for like the past several months. I haven't been doing it. So I'm just starting this video to keep myself accountable and challenge myself to actually do my handstands every single day. So yeah, I don't have too many guidelines for this month. I'm just gonna do 5 minutes of handstand practice every single day, whether it's like on the floor in the center or if it's against the wall or anything else like that. Yeah, let's get to handstanding. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention with handstands, if you are just getting started, is that safety is the most important thing. So I just want to start with a few safety tips and guidelines if you are starting your own handstand journey as well. So number 1, always start your handstands against a wall. Just keep kicking up onto the wall and holding it there until you feel comfortable enough being upside down. That can also help you build the upper body strength you'll need to hold your handstand in the center of the room. So handstands against the wall is definitely a very helpful drill. And then once you start feeling comfortable and decide you want to try off the wall, always figure out how you're going to fall in case it happens before you actually do fall. So if you fall back the way you came from, it's fine. You'll land on your feet the same way you came up and everything's good. But for the times you might kick up too far and flip over to the other side, it's always good to have a backup plan. So I personally have a very flexible back, so my go-to is usually just falling into a bridge. But other methods that might work better for you if you don't have a flexible back are cartwheeling out of it, or maybe a good tuck and roll, or just shuffling your hands forward until you have your weight distributed so you can fall back the way you came again. So yes, always make sure you have an out and know how you're going to fall before you try your handstands in the center for the first time. Okay, so on day 1, I realized just how rusty I was. Okay, definitely rusty on the handstands. I decided to do just handstands like in the center here without a wall, just to see like what my starting point is at. Didn't really get too many actual good holds today. And 5 minutes feels like a very long time when you're just like constantly doing handstands. So I feel like I'm gonna get some like pretty strong shoulders out of this, but that's it for today. I'm kind of in a rush today, but I'm gonna get my 5 minutes of handstands done. On day 2, I was actually in a pretty big rush on this day. I was heading up north for just one day and one night. So I did my handstands on this day at like 7:45 a.m. I had just woken up, had a little breakfast, packed my bags, and then realized I had to do my handstands before I left. So on this day, I feel like my mind just wasn't focused enough to keep a good balance. But nonetheless, I was still feeling my upper body, my shoulders, and my back getting worked pretty well on this day. Moving on to day 3, I had just come back from up north, and to be honest, I felt super bloated from all the salt I had eaten the day before. We had some Easter festivities the day before, so yeah, I was definitely feeling very bloated from that. And honestly, I did not feel motivated at all on this day to even go upside down. But of course, after doing even just 5 minutes of handstands, I felt so much better just getting my body moving again. On this day, I also decided to do this kind of half stag type position with one leg up straight and one leg bent, because for some reason that particular position just felt the best to me on that particular day. Definitely not the prettiest handstand position, but I was not worried about being pretty at that point. Moving on to day 4, I started feeling like myself again. I got some more water and fruit back into my body and definitely felt a lot better. So at this point, I felt like my kick-ups definitely needed a little more power and gusto behind them to get my entire body weight onto my shoulders and aligned with my hands. So on this day, I decided to do stronger kick-ups, but also trying to keep control so I didn't flip over entirely. On this day, I actually did get a few 3 to 5 second holds, and the 5 minutes passed by super quickly on this day. Moving on to day 5, I almost forgot to do my handstands completely on this day. I almost forgot to do my handstands today, but I'm doing them now. I had done a 45-minute cardio and 20-minute Pilates workout earlier in the day, and usually I've been doing my handstands at the end of my daily workouts, but I didn't have time or I forgot on that day, and it was only until I was mid-foam roll at the end of the night when I remembered I had to do my handstands. So I just threw my mat down and went for it. I actually managed to get a few more mini holds on this day despite all the chaos, and on this day I really started to feel more on top of my hands again. Day 6. We were getting a window fix this day, so don't mind the state of my apartment and my furniture all over the place and that random ladder over there. Also, don't mind my cat staring through the camera into your soul, but I felt so on it this day for some reason. I was starting to get some more consistent holds, and I also discovered that when I kept a micro bend in my arms rather than locking them straight when I kicked up, I seemed to have more strength and control to hold myself up. To be completely honest, I have not really researched proper handstand technique. I'm just kind of going with the flow and see how I feel. So this little micro bend was definitely something I just noticed to help myself. And day 7 was another good one. On this day, I did my handstands after a 30-minute HIIT workout, so I honestly thought I'd be feeling really dead and have no strength left in me, but the HIIT actually seemed to make me stronger and feel more muscle activation, which was really cool. I got my mini holds again a lot more consistently, and I was feeling way more on top of my arms and my hands. Another pro tip I discovered on this day: to optimize my kick-ups, I would breathe in and then exhale on my kick-up, and for some reason this just made me more steady. It could be a mental thing, it could be a physical thing. Whatever it is, it helped. Day 8, I would say, was pretty similar to day 7. Not too different if we're looking day to day, but definitely looking a lot stronger than day 1. Day 9 and 10 were also pretty similar. So yeah, that was day 1 to 10 of my handstand journey. So for the next 10 days, my game plan is just honestly to keep going. I feel like my current approach that I'm using is helping. I'm still seeing some improvements every couple of days. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to keep trying my kick-ups, doing them the same way as I have been, making sure I focus on the little micro bends on my arms, the exhaling when I kick up, and bending my back knee, and we will see where day 10 to day 20 takes us. Okay, so on day 11, I did my handstand practice after a 1.5-hour yoga class, so I definitely felt fatigued, but also kind of energized at the same time, so I felt really on top of my shoulders. Day 12 was actually a rest day from workouts for me because my body was like really feeling it. I also felt that my handstands weren't as consistent as they had been, but that is okay. I still managed to get just a few decent holds, but that's about it. Gotta brush it off and keep going. Day 13 was a better day. I had just done a dance party workout, so I was feeling really energized. So I was actually struggling on the other side because I was putting too much juice into my kick-ups, which is the opposite problem that I usually have. So on this day, I just tried to focus on toning down the kick-ups and try to find that perfect balance between the two. Day 14 felt so dang good. Super long holds, just felt so on top of myself. Like, look how long I'm holding this handstand right now. I'm just gonna let it play in full for you. Moving on to day 15, I was still feeling consistently way better. Even when I did some bad kick-ups, I felt like I was more able to self-correct my alignment and get on top of my shoulders. On day 16, I got the most incredible hold on this day. I think this one's my longest yet. I'm just gonna let this one play in full for you as well. Day 17 was pretty much the same as day 16, but moving on to day 18, I had just done a really long advanced yoga class. I just finished an hour and 15 minutes of yoga. We actually did some handstand drills in the class. We didn't do actual handstands, but like strengthening exercises to work towards handstands. So my shoulders are pretty fatigued right now. We'll see how handstands go. Needless to say, I felt super fatigued, and while I got one okay hold, my shoulders just felt like giving out. So I decided to listen to my body, and I actually called it quits today after 3 minutes. Time to fill my body up with some food to restore that energy. On day 19, I felt super sore and also very bloated for some reason. I'm not sure. So I actually took another rest day from my usual workouts and just did the 5 minutes of handstands, followed by a foam roll sesh. My kick-ups were definitely feeling very weak and lackluster on this day. Also, I kept getting distracted by Bowie. Don't know what he was doing here. Not all days can be good days, even with handstands, so on to the next. Day 20, and I'm feeling back on track. Today actually seemed like a more consistent day versus the super long holds. So yeah, I didn't get one of my like super crazy long 20-second holds on this day, but I definitely got some more 5 to 10 second long holds more frequently, which I think is actually more important to me at the moment. So yay. So we've got 10 more days left in this challenge. We're going into the 3rd chapter. So I think from now moving forward, I'm just gonna really focus on those kick-ups. Once I do find that sweet spot, it is easy for me to hold it between 10 to 20 seconds. It's just a matter of finding that spot. I'm definitely going to try and focus on that for the next 10 days. Okay, so the last 10 days, let's go. On day 21, I had just started a Caroline Girvan workout program on this day, and it was a chest and triceps workout, so my arms were literally jello. I was genuinely concerned they would give out and I would do a full face plant. Luckily, no face plants happened, but definitely had no energy left to hold a good handstand. Tip for the future, do not do handstands after a Caroline Girvan workout. Although, I guess it kind of acts like a pretty dang good finisher if you don't actually care about how long you're actually able to hold your handstand. Moving on to day 22, can someone just remind me to do my handstands before a Caroline Girvan workout? So today was leg day in Caroline's program, but my chest and triceps were also feeling so sore from the day before. All in all, I felt pretty weak in my handstands again today, but I knew my strength was building, so once the soreness and fatigue went away, I was hoping that it would be better. Day 23, I finally remembered to do my handstands before Caroline Girvan. Yay! I felt pretty okay in my handstands, but not exceptionally good. My upper body and hamstrings were definitely still feeling sore. Day 24 was actually a rest day in the Epic Heat program, so I just did a stretch routine on this day and then my handstands after that. And my theory was right. My muscles were finally not fatigued as heck today, so my handstands were even more consistent and longer than ever before. My hamstrings were still super sore, but not fatigued, and the soreness didn't affect my handstands much. So I felt really good on day 24. Day 25 was again a slightly below average day. I felt pretty stuffed up from spring allergies, so who knows, maybe that was affecting my ability to be upside down or like to breathe upside down. I do have to say though that even if I am having a bad handstand day now, they are still way better than my good days from week 1, so that is saying something. Day 26, this was the 2nd rest day of the Epic Heat program, so I just did handstands and foam rolling on this day. I just noticed that I wear basically this exact same outfit on every single rest day. What can I say? I'm a creature of habit, and this outfit is comfy. Nothing crazy to report today, just did my handstands. Day 27, we are on our final stretch here. So I did my handstands after a dance party and also a dance sculpt workout, and I think I found the magical handstand combo. I felt so on top of myself on this day, and my kick-ups were somehow just magically on point. On day 28, we're getting to those last days, so I made a point to try and really activate my core while doing handstands. Since I just did an ab workout before my handstand practice, it seemed to really make a difference once I was up, but I feel like when I was focusing on my core, I couldn't focus quite the same on my kick-ups. So my kick-ups were bad, but then when they were good, I was able to hold it longer. So my new task for myself was to teach myself how to multitask by focusing on kick-ups and core at the same time. Day 29. So I feel like on this day, I was really overthinking the entire kick-up and core multitasking thing, and I kind of had a bad handstand day, to be honest. At this point, I had one more day left for this challenge, so my plan for my final day was just to not overthink things and go with what my body felt. And here we are, day 30, the last day of this handstand challenge. So as I promised to myself, I did not overthink it, and I just let my body's instincts do the work. And honestly, I had such a better day with my balance and consistency. This was definitely a good way to end this month, and I have realized that overthinking things is not always good. So, what can I conclude after this 30-day challenge? I definitely have improved my handstands significantly since day one. Everything just feels stronger, I feel more comfortable in my handstands, and I can definitely hold them for longer. Are my handstands perfect and where I ultimately want them to be? No, not at all, but I think I am well on my way, and I did make a lot of progress this past month. So I think just attaching like 5 minutes of doing handstand practice either before your workout or at the end of your workout is a great thing to do. And if you've already changed into your workout clothes, set everything up, and you're doing like a 30-minute workout, what's an extra 5 minutes anyways? I personally am definitely going to continue doing this as a regular habit, and I'm going to try my best to not let my handstand practice slide into non-existence like I did for the past year. The only thing that I might change now that my challenge is over is that on my rest days, I will also rest on my handstands as well. I feel like rest days are definitely beneficial for any type of exercise, practice, etc. So I think in the long run, taking rest days for handstands would be a really, really good thing to do as well. So that is it for this video. If you want a handstand update, whether it's in a month or 3 months or 6 months, let me know by giving me a like on this video and also a comment. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!